I have your next book ready that we are going to do, our book and project. The book that I have for you today is a little bit long, but it's definitely fun. So I won't show you the art project, like I won't do it in front of you, but I do have the example here and it's pretty easy. You'll be able to do it, and it was a lot of fun to create. So we can go ahead and get started and read our book, and my egg is going to sit right here, easy for you guys to see. The book that we are reading today is called Silly Street. It was written by Jeff Foxworthy. You might know that name. Here is a picture of Jeff Foxworthy. He's a comedian and an actor. He's been on TV, he's done lots of stuff, but he's very funny. So of course we know that that means this book is going to be very funny. Also, the word silly is in the title, which automatically means it's going to be what? Silly. So that's always fun. So we're going to go ahead and dive in, start reading our book. So, Silly Street. This way to Silly Street. Sometimes you're silly, and you know that it's true. When you're feeling that way, there are things you can do, like jumping in circles or spinning around. Try doing cartwheels without falling down. You could stand on your head and wiggle your toes, or just walk around with a spoon on your nose. But if you're looking for more and want something new, then I know a cool place that's just waiting for you. I bet that's how some of us feel right now. Well, just like that in our houses, huh? Like we're going kind of crazy and we want to do all kinds of silly stuff. Silly Street. In the heart of the city is a place people meet. It's this and it's that, and it's called Silly Street. There are snowballs for sale if you feel like throwing, and bubbles to buy if you feel like blowing. If you like to jump rope, there are plenty to use. There are cots in the shade if you're needing a snooze. There are frisbees to fling and kites you can fly. If you like to make noise, give the trumpets a try. There are things you'll see there you won't see other places, like the Flying Squirrel Circus and Pink Elephant Races. Petsapalooza. Petsapalooza is a must-stop each visit. You'll find dogs and fat cats and, oh my, what is it? Maybe the pet that you seek is a rabbit. They don't keep them in cages, so you'll just have to grab it. Hats and halos. While on Silly Street, if you yearn for a hat, you can find what you want at McDougall and Pratt. They have 10,000 hats and 5,000 caps, toboggans, tiaras, helmets, and wraps. There are hats for a cowboy and crowns for a king, and halos for angels to wear when they sing. Costumes and more. When was the last time you dressed like a pig or walked around town in green pants and a wig? Sometimes the costume can sure make you smile to pretend to be something you're not for a while. You could dress up like a pirate or parrot, or better yet, as a thing people stare at. If this sounds like fun, then I know a great store. It's on Silly Street. Look for costumes and more. The Odds and Ends Market. If you should park at the Odds and Ends Market, there's no telling what you might find. Square blocks made of wood and soap that smells good, and boots that are one of a kind. You can get some of this and a whole lot of that. Sometimes it's so hard to decide. You should get a big pony that eats fried bologna, or a little one that you can ride. Lots of stuff to do on Silly Street, that's for sure. Flo's Flower Shop. If you should stop at Flo's Flower Shop, check out the daisies in back. See some that are white and some that are blue and some that are yellow and black. Smell orchids and roses. Just follow your nose as it takes you in the smells that abound. Find a tub filled with tulips and pots packed with pansies and lilies that sell by the pound. Magic. There used to be a magic store run by a man with a beard, but he pulled out his wand and gave it a wave, and poof, the whole store disappeared. Daffy Dave's Diner. If you get hungry, and why would you not, then Daffy Dave's Diner just might hit the spot. Eat tomatoes, potatoes, and turkey that's basted. Mama May's meatloaf is the best I have tasted. The waitress is Dottie. She talks really loud. Her hair's big and white and looks like a cloud. Her husband is Corky. He works as the cook. If you don't clean your plate, he'll give you the look. House of Clocks. At Mel's House of Clocks, they only sell socks, which makes me ask, what was Mel thinking? He says, socks are the thing that makes the world sing, 'cause they're warm and keep your feet from stinking. Phil's Fluffy and Light. At Phil's Giant Pancakes, business is slow. They've sold only one as far as I know. It was fluffy and light, and the taste, you can't beat it. But it took 400 people a whole year to eat it. Oh my goodness, look at the size of that pancake. That's so crazy. 400 people a whole year. I have a feeling it's a lot bigger than this book makes it look then. Lost your marbles? If you've lost all your marbles and you need to get more, I suggest that you try Mr. Mark's Marble Store. Mark has more marbles than you've ever seen, in yellow and orange and 10 shades of green. Some look like glass and others like wood. Buy the glow-in-the-dark kind, I think that you should. There are marbles so big, there are marbles quite small. Some of them look like a tiny eyeball. Feeling silly. If you're feeling silly, and you know that you are, you should buy a balloon from old Gavin McGar. He has some that are long and some that are round. There are some you can ride and fly all over town. Not even like a hot air balloon. That kid's just riding on an actual balloon. I might be a little scared of that. Oh, goodness. My page doesn't want to turn. There we go. Butterflies. One thing you must see is the butterfly tree, where thousands of butterflies light. Their wings look like leaves as they flap in the breeze. When they leave, it's a rainbow in flight. Bubblegum tree. There used to be a bubblegum tree on the corner of Silly and White. But the birds picked it clean. 'Twas a sight to be seen. There were crows blowing bubbles in flight. What? Crows eating bubble gum? That's definitely something silly. That's one of the silliest things I've ever heard is crows eating bubble gum. Ooh, the daily parade. On Silly Street, there's a daily parade. It begins right in front of Arnie's arcade. 10 elephants lead a band of baboons and the baton-twirling feats of 2 wacky raccoons. Watch the craziest clowns that you've ever seen, with hair red, white, and blue, pink, yellow, and green. A team of 6 huskies pulls a bathtub on wheels. It holds Tick, Tack, and Toe, the 3 singing seals. Next, it's 2 giant turtles named Ollie and Ned, with a girl on their backs, with a cat on her head. Then skunks riding skateboards and chickens that dance, and a lady on stilts wearing very long pants. There's the parade. I see lots of hats. They must have gone to that hat store that we heard about earlier. Boo Boo McGrew. Don't be silly. Of course, there's a petting zoo. It's run by a farmer named Boo Boo McGrew. He's got all kinds of animals that you've never seen, like a pig that does flips on a green trampoline. There's a cow that says quack. How silly is that? And a sheep that likes wearing a big birthday hat. There's a very long dog with a very big smile. If you scratch his back, it might take quite a while. Have you ridden an ostrich? Well, here's your chance. It's so fun when they run and they spin and they dance. Just jump in the saddle and hold on real tight, because when they stop really fast, you are bound to take flight. Look at that. Look at all those silly animals doing silly things. And there you go. There's the cow that says quack. And I believe the duck is down there saying moo. I think they swapped. Sweet Tooth. Bud and Ruth have a booth called the Sweet Tooth. Loaded with tons of delights. Taste taffy that's twirly or fudge that is curly, or my favorite, the berry ball bites. Eat sugar spun oodles and gummy yum noodles. Sometimes it's so hard to decide. I love coconut clusters and rainbow jawbusters. My dentist saw them and he cried. That can be a lot of sugar. In the center of town, there's a merry-go-round, and I must say it's the best I have found. Of course, there's a horse, but there is, oh, so much more. Hop on Leo the lion and let out a roar. You can ride the blue cow or the purple giraffe. Start on Zippo the hippo and try not to laugh. The best sandbox ever. Do you like a sandbox? You know most people do. Then there's a big treat just waiting for you. It's half a block long and 20 feet high. It's the best sandbox ever. That you cannot deny. What is it you'd like to do with the sand? You might find a friend to lend you a hand. You can make a mountain and climb to the top. Oh, the list of the things you could do doesn't stop. You could fill up a bucket and pour it back out. You could dig a big hole and fill it with trout. Perpetual puddle. If you should stop at Perpetual Puddle, when you're finished jumping the water and muddle, cover your clothes and be in your hair. Your mother will scream and people will stare. Now the sandbox looks pretty fun, but I have to say, jumping in this puddle looks like a lot of fun too. Jumping in puddles is always really fun. Just make sure you got your rain boots on. Mr. Billy. On the street that is silly lives a lady named Tilly. She has a pet goat she calls Mr. Billy. Billy is famous for all that he eats. He'll eat up your socks and he'll eat pickled beets. He's eaten my shoes and even a jar. He once tried to chew up a yellow sports car. Pigeon Lady. The Pigeon Lady is known as Miss Snurds. She sits on a bench and sings to the birds. She gives them her popcorn, her crackers, and bread. The pigeons adore her. They sit on her head. House of Popsicles. There's Gordon McNichols, who, with his wife Pickles, runs a quaint little shop called the House of Popsicles. They have every flavor you've ever dreamed of. There's Orange Beyond Orange and Blueberry True Love. The lemon's so sour, it will cross your eyes and shrink your brain power to 1/2 its size. Triple cherry's a treat for the old and the young. It leaves you with a smile and a very red tongue. Pogo Stick Pete. Wow. Pogo Stick Pete never stops hopping. He hops while he's shaving and he hops while he's shopping. He hops when he's happy. He hops when he's blue. And if you get in his way, he'll just hop over you. So there's the goat, Mr. Billy up there, who eats everything. There's the pigeon lady, got all the pigeons on her head. Here's one of those giant popsicles, oh my goodness. And here's Pogo Stick Pete. I definitely wouldn't get near him because it says he'll just hop right over me. Ooh, the biggest tree house. On the side of the street in a fabulous tree is the biggest tree house you ever will see. You are welcome to climb clear up to the sky. Wave the flag at the top because you're higher than high. You can meet with your club, yell hello to your friends, because in the great tree house the fun never ends. You can you can wave to the birds and sing really loud, and on the right day, you can hide in a cloud. I gotta say, that does look like a super cool treehouse. Silly Street again. Here you go. At the end of the day, at the end of the street, you're sure to be smiling, you're sure to be beat. And you'll know in your heart, if it's sunny or chilly, there's a place you can go if you need to be silly. I think a lot of us need to be silly right now, don't we? So, the activity for this, I'm going to turn my egg off so I can show you guys. The activity for this book was really fun. And of course, it takes your imagination. I love it when you guys use your imagination. So, I am going to show you a couple of things. I read this book with two of my sisters. Gemma is 3 and Peyton is 11. And I'm going to show you what kind of silly street they drew, because we all drew our own silly streets. We drew a street in the middle, and then we drew what we thought would be on our silly street. So this is where you guys get to use your imagination. I want to see what you would put on your silly street if you were making one. What's on silly street in your imagination? So here's Gemma's. Now, I'm pretty sure to find out what she put on her silly street, we would probably have to get her interpretation of it. But she told me that her picture was very silly, so I'm going to assume this is a very, very good silly street. This one is Peyton's. There is all kinds of silly stuff on here. She has a walking house, rainbow clouds that are showering jelly beans. This is a spider doing gymnastics. This is a silver flagpole. This is a talking gem. This is an angry piece of gold. She used her imagination for sure to think of lots of crazy things to put on her silly street. And then this is my silly street. Now, I definitely had to dig deep into my imagination to come up with my silly street. But here's what I got for you. I made a wall of balloons. I made a place where it rains pizza, because I love pizza. And then this is a happy lava monster, because of course, that would be very silly. This is a talking banana. He says, "Welcome to Silly Street." This is a robot chicken bench pressing. He's trying to, get buff, flex those muscles. This is a pig in a suit. He's off to work. See, he's trying to make some money. And then this is a singing briefcase. See, he even says it right here. He says, "I'm just a singing briefcase." So, your silly street can look like whatever you think a silly street would look like. I can't wait to see pictures of what you guys make, because I want to see what super silly things you can think of and put on your silly street. All right, so send me those pictures so I can see your silly streets. I can't wait, and you guys have fun, and I will see you next time.